Namaste. 25 things that you can do if you feel broken inside. This is meant for those who live alone, have mental illness, don't believe in themselves, and think that they're going to be single for life. Number one, sit on the floor for 1 minute and tell yourself the truth, even if it hurts. What this means is that you just accept the situation for what it is. Don't fix, don't fight, don't overcome it, just accept it. Number two, drink water all the time like it's your reset button and it's going out of style. Do not drink your calories. Don't drink sodas. Don't drink beer. Don't drink things that have like Gatorade. Don't drink things that have calories in them. Just drink water. Number three, write one sentence about how you feel. Do it every 90 minutes for 1 to 90 seconds for the rest of your life. This is what mind hygiene is. Mind hygiene is where you just figure out ways to accept your emotions, not overcome your thoughts, and write about it. And you can feel good by writing about things. That will lead to a 40% reduction in your anxiety and depression symptoms. Number four, say, maybe I'm not lazy, I'm just tired of pretending. Instead of saying, I don't have time, just say, I don't feel like it. It's not that big of a deal when you actually label it like that. Number five, look at the mess in your room, on your floor, on your table, in your cupboards, in your closet, and just say that it's not okay. And then do something about it every second until you feel good about it. The more decluttered, there's medical evidence to support decluttering. The more you declutter, the better you're going to feel, lower anxiety, lower depression levels. Number six, stand up. Don't fix anything. Just stand up. Let's say you want to go to the gym, you want to work out, you want to take care of yourself. Just get up and say, I'm going to run for 1 second, and do it every 90 minutes for the rest of your life. Another good example is that you just walk into the gym for 1 second and leave every single day for the rest of your life. Number seven, play a song that feels like pain and let it really hit you. What this does is this is taken from EMDR, which has medical evidence to support it, including the process Mind Hygiene, which it heavily draws from EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization reprocessing therapy, where you take something that you perceived as traumatic before and figure out ways to inspire from it. 8, say out loud, I'm not okay, but I'm not done. What is this going to do? This is going to label this emotion. A lot of the time, people will call these things habits. I just call it mindful awareness. I call it a meditation. I call it mind hygiene. Whatever works for you, you should call it that. Just whatever you do, you just cannot stop. Number 9, pray without trying to sound spiritual. Just talk. If you do have a religion, that's great. I feel that whenever you pray and whenever you open your hands, open your palms, put your hands like this, kneel down and pray to a deity or to nature or to your pets or to a creator, you are developing these neurons, you're sensitizing your body to say that you're going to do something greater. You have a mission that's greater than you. It doesn't matter if you actually believe in a religion. I call my creator God. Sometimes I call my creator higher power. Whatever it is that takes you to connect to something that's higher than yourself will help you when you feel like you're broken. Number 10, put your phone down for 10 minutes. Let the silence be awkward. Now, when it comes to putting down your phone for 10 minutes, that might seem like it's a long time. But what I would do is I would figure out a way to just turn it off for 1 second every 90 minutes. And if you can somehow extend that to 2 seconds, 3 seconds, let it compound into maybe 10 minutes, which you will feel so much better. When you just turn off your phone and leave it somewhere, that is in and of itself a spiritual journey, which will help you not feel as broken because you won't feel like checking or fixing something perhaps. Number 11, walk outside and like the ground belongs to you. When you do walk outside, put your foot on the ground and say, if you believe in God, thank you, God, for putting my foot on the ground. I'm able to wear these shoes. I'm able to walk without problems, without having to go to a nursing home. My mother was institutionalized for so many years and she couldn't walk in the last 4 months of her life. Sometimes I think about some of these things, and just doing it for 1 second in and of itself is a mindfulness meditation. And that's all sometimes you need. 12, eat something slowly, let yourself taste it. This is one of the most important things I tell to my patients. As a practicing board certified family doctor, I cannot tell patients to diet and exercise, eat healthy, lose weight, or work out if I'm not doing it. However, I know what it takes to be where I am. With that said, what I like to tell my patients is that, do you want to feel better? Do you want to get healthy? Do you want to avoid a heart attack, stroke? Do you want to not have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars when you're in your 70s or 80s? Well, what I would recommend that you do is to never, remember, never is a strong word, never ever eat food when you're watching TV, cell phone, or a show. Disconnect from that and then eat it slowly and enjoy it. Never watch TV, cell phone, TV show for the rest of your life. And on top of that, never get full. Avoid doctors, coaches, therapists, medications, and my voice. However, if you do need our support, we're always here. Number 13, forgive yourself. Don't worry about forgiving others. This is one of the most important components to mind hygiene, because in the bigger scheme of things, when you figure everything out, let's say you're living with all of this resentment. Somebody did something to you. You have that thing renting space in your head for free. However, what about what you did to other people? Okay, your mom and dad abused you as an example, let's say. Well, are you displacing those fears on other people? Now you're getting somewhere where you can say, look, I need to write it down. What resentments do I have towards myself? Did I do something that I didn't like many years ago? And what am I doing about it today to forgive myself? And when you do, that would be empathy in motion. And then you can automatically forgive others. Example, for the people that you feel did you wrong. Number 14, say, God, I don't even know what to say right now, but I'm here. As an example, I've been sober from alcohol, marijuana. I'm smiling as I'm saying this because it's so good to be sober. I've been sober from alcohol, cocaine, marijuana, gambling debt, self-hate since July 31st of 2018, which is going to make it 7 years this July. And with that said, sometimes even now, I don't go to AA any longer. I feel that YouTube, creating content, coaching, speaking, being a doctor is like my AA, because I get to inspire others, which I always like to tell patients is like one of the next best treatments you can ever do. If you get better, you can inspire others. Imagine that day. With that said, I'll sometimes even say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And what this does is it just allows me to accept and embrace an emotion instead of fix and overcome and deal with it. Number 15, write down one thing you regret and don't run from it. Once again, this goes to the medical evidence that supports acceptance. If somebody breaks up with you, somebody doesn't like you, somebody says something mean to you, just write it up, just write it down. Don't regret it. Don't hate it. Don't talk to anybody about it. Don't blame anybody, and don't run from it. Number 16, sit in the shower. Don't think about anything. Just sit in the shower. Well, stand in the shower more so, I would say, than sit. When you stand in the shower, you are undergoing a one full-on mindfulness meditation. Just imagine I want to take the money that I'm making from YouTube ad revenue, sponsorships, affiliate marketing to, and I've been to Haiti multiple times, India. I want to put Mind Hygiene water filtration systems in Syria. And with that said, when I'm looking at the water, I'm like, okay, I'm so grateful that it can touch my face, it can grace my face. Somebody has taken the time to make this plumbing, put down the sewage, and for many, many years, I mean, in the medieval era, they would be just like pooping, peeing everywhere. There was no there was no system. And now we have all of these systems in place. But when I've been to Haiti, they still don't have these systems. They have a toilet where it goes down into some big hole. They have no running water, and they're constantly sick. So what I'm thinking about each time I see this water is mindfully I'm thinking about this. And that's when you can stand in the shower, just don't do anything else, and just meditate for at least a second. Number 17, remember one time someone believed in you, even if they're gone. I remember my mom, she had schizophrenia. She was institutionalized for 27 years, 16 years lockdown, 9 years step down. There was one of the top 5 moments of my life was the number one was when I took her out of a skilled nursing facility, a psychiatric nursing facility where she was buzzed in and buzzed out. And since the time that we had lived together, there was only one time where she said in a car wash where I was crying about how we didn't grow up right and how I never knew her growing up. And she was like, I'm proud of you. And that was it, right? That was one culmination of the moment from when I was in juvenile detention for stealing jeans and joyriding, to when I was on drugs and alcohol, went to rehab, to where I am at that point, as a board certified practicing family doctor, my mom was like, she's proud of me. And that was that one thing. And that was it. And I just held on to that. She's never said it otherwise. I'm so glad. I mean, my mom showed me compassion. She showed me empathy, but she never, ever really said, I'm empathizing with you. She just showed it. So it was so dope. So it's so cool to be able to remember that one time. And I just think about that as I'm making these videos. I'm making it for them, right? My higher mission, my vision, my purpose. My brother died from a heart attack at 48 from alcohol and drugs. My mom, she died 4 years ago, almost 4 years, 2 months ago, from COVID-related the illness, where she just couldn't move. She was falling so much, and she just said, look, I want to die. And when it comes to their lives, and including mine too, I'm not going to allow myself to just relax and not be disciplined and not be dedicated and not be resilient. You got to do these things, especially when you feel like you're broken and you feel like you need to tell yourself the truth and you feel like you think that you're going to be broken forever. That's when you have to do these mission, vision, purpose, this mind hygiene, the writing all the time, but it never ends though. See, that's the thing about it. It never ends. Number 18, unfollow someone who makes you feel like trash. For example, like the times that I've gone through breakups, I've just said, look, what did I do in the situation? I need to forgive myself. I need to understand myself, and let me just block them. It's better to just block them, to not know what they're doing, to not worry about what they're doing, and to just mindfully, spiritually, physically, financially develop yourself, develop your core values, and just don't follow them. You are the sum of the 5 people you allow to influence you. And if there's somebody who's saying something really bad about you, said something mean to you, I think that you should write that down and ask yourself, do you believe that about yourself? When somebody says something good to you, you got to write it down. You got to ask yourself, do you believe that about yourself? Now you're really getting somewhere. Number 19, text someone without overthinking. Just say hi and then write something specific and that I'm thinking about you. So good they cannot ignore you, Think and Grow Rich, or is it How to Win Friends and Influence People? Maybe a combination of all of these 3 audiobooks that I've listened to says that you just need to text somebody and just remember something specific about them. What that will do is that will give you a dopamine hit. You'll remember them. There's nothing to do, right? There's nothing fancy to happen. You guys are not gonna, go out to dinner. Maybe you guys probably won't like go to Vegas together or go to Hawaii. Just text them. And what that will do is that will make you feel good, especially when you might be doing something that's cool and you inspire them. And one of the biggest things about self-belief is believing in yourself and believing in your limitations. And when you do a lot of these things that we're talking about that make you feel broken by yourself when nobody's watching, you send that text, you have this belief. You're like, look, I feel good, and here is this text, or here's a voice note, and then you can know how I'm doing and you'll feel good because we know each other. Number 20, when you wake up, don't hit the snooze button, just wake up, stretch your arms like you're waking up for real. Just get up. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. There is a patient who was talking about something that Mel Robbins does, which is the 5-second rule. I've always just done the 1 second. Like, I'm going to work out for 1 second. I'm going to run for 1 second. I'm going to get up for 1 second. And then maybe I'll just go back to bed. But that 1 second really does hit well. And you just keep doing the 1 second. Don't stop. Number 21, watch the suns or the clouds or your breath. When you start focusing on, like, for example, who's making this up? The observable universe is 4.5 billion light years and expanding. The Earth has been around for 4.5 billion years. Now, when I think of some of these things, I look at the moon. The moon is 11 light seconds away. That means the light from the moon is 11 seconds down. 8 minutes is the sun, 8 light minutes. So when I think about some of these things, I think about what it feels to be on the moon, what it feels to look like from the sun, with the sun rays just blasting you, but then the star goes that far. And then through the solar system, there's some barrier where the star can't be seen outside of there. And just kind of the weird way our sun looks, if we're on, let's say on Mars, and the way the sun sets there. Sometimes I think about some of these things, and it's not fantasy, it's not nonfiction. It's just more of seeing not how small we are, but what is going on. There's something that's so much it's so much bigger than us. And when you can just like go into that world for a second, you understand things, you accept things, you embrace things a lot better. All it is like a super mindful meditation. Try it. 22, say maybe I'm not beyond help, maybe this isn't the end, and this is what I can do in the next second. What happens when you have this action oriented lifestyle is that, let's say you get rejected, you don't believe in yourself, you feel broken, you're in your 20s, you're like, look, what's the next best thing I can do right now? Let me write it down. Like today when I was tripping on something about my time, I'm trying to execute time better. So what did I do? I just did May 3rd, 2025, and I just started writing. No wasting time. It's your biggest currency. Be careful of being on apps. Be careful about spending too much money on this. Make sure I just was reading a book on financial investments, which I'm not, like a financial guru or nothing, but it's like immediately first put money into this account right away. And when I do these mind hygiene techniques, I'll look at this one. December 31st, Jan to March, I'm like, I was overweight by 40 pounds this time last year. So I'm just like writing this: increased weight, increased depression, January to March. Strength, I was eating sugar, I was addicted to sugar. July, I had my birthday loan. I completed an online course. So I'm writing some of these things just to see like what's going on. Oh, this is cool. I'm like, December 26th, I'm not eating sugar. I'm not eating in bed. I'm not lying down depressed. I'm just trying to create awareness on some of these things. And I just noticed that whenever I have a problem, I just like, this is not the end. Let's go. Oh, here's another one. February 14th, 2024, back shoulders. I never thought you were punishing me, God. Maybe because I'm creating all this content. I'm like, where's it going? When is my YouTube gonna blow up? So I'm like, no, don't worry about it. Fear of poverty. What is the fear of criticism? Fear of ill health? I don't have any of those. Fear of loss of love? I don't have any of those because I love myself. Now, what's happening here is you're taking an action step. But for me, this is not good enough. And that's not me putting pressure on myself. That's just me saying, look, we got more work to do. So let me go run for 1 second. Let me not spend money for 1 second, and just keep doing this and let yourself know that that's not the end. 23, give yourself permission to rest, not quit. I really liked something that I heard from the guy who does the mask, Jim Carrey. What he says is, don't think of depression as depression. Think of it as deep rest. What that's allowed me to do is, so there was times as I'm reading this from January, it was embarrassing at that time. From January to March of 2024, I'm eating sugar, I'm depressed, I'm watching videos, I'm studying YouTube at the time thinking that I might be on YouTube, but I would like get, oh my goodness, something embarrassing to talk about this. I would get like sugar babies, caramels, Reese's Pieces, crumble cookies, cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, almost like anything I can get like sugar wise that I thought that I would like, and I would eat it over the whole weekend from Friday to Sunday. I wish that I would have told myself some of these things. I don't feel bad for that time. I was going through something that I felt was kind of difficult. I felt that I put in a lot of work, but the blessings weren't bestowed, and I wasn't blaming anybody. I was just taking a really deep rest, I guess. But when it does come to this permission to rest now, I know that recharges me. So what I do now is I just write it into a schedule, talking about how, look, Saturday morning, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take Ajay, my cat, my dog Suwarna, and we're just gonna lie down in bed for the whole day if I feel like it. But maybe I'll get up at 2 o'clock for 1 second and go on a run. What I'm doing here is I'm allowing myself to deep rest, because there's this, Jim Carrey says this, he's like, there's this person that's acting all the time, and we're all actors in some way, to your family, to your friends, to your kids, at work. There's some type of role that you're playing, right? You're always trying to sell yourself or sell something. And when it comes to that, you just want to rest out of it. And I would say you should be very intentional about it, and it should be a very small part of your time, but give yourself the permission. 24, look in the mirror and just tell yourself what you did. As an example, I looked in the mirror and I was like, dang, I lost 40 pounds. My hair looks good. My eyebrows are a little bushy, but it's okay. My beard looks nice and trimmed. I look good. I'm lifting weights now. I feel really good. I'm eating 150 grams of protein. I just see you. Now, this isn't conceited. If you're not going to tell yourself you're great, who else is going to say that to you? Now, we're not talking about being egotistical either. Overconfidence is directly proportional to low self-esteem, is what I like to always say. But that's not what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to say, look, I see the work that you put in. What are you going to do next? Now, a lot of the time, people will say this is very intense. I disagree. Like, this is what it takes to keep me from being overweight, from choosing the path of least resistance, from saying I hate myself, from talking to people like exes and people who I don't want to be in communication with because they're not going to take me to my next mission level. So what am I going to do? I got to take the next best action step all the time. Look in the mirror, say I see you. 25, say this version of me isn't the final one, but this is the best version of me right now. And when you say that and you write it down and you really believe it, when I always like to tell my patients that what is the utmost confidence is when you keep the promises that you make to yourself. When you keep the promises that you make to yourself and say, this is the version of me when nobody's watching me and I'm doing the best I can this second, you're done.